Hi folks, I'm Andrew. I'm the Objects Conservator at Endangered Heritage. Many families have collections of silverware that they love and they also curse. In museums we don't like having to polish silver. It's abrasive, it takes surface off, which means that over time relief markings, things like that wear off. If things are silver plated over copper, again you can go right the way through and to the underneath copper layer. So we prefer not to polish any more than we have to. Our silver care packs are designed to help you preserve your silverware at home for as long as possible. So in our silverware packs we have a Liberon polishing cloth, we have some of our renovating wax, we have acid-free tissue, we have Intercept, which I'll talk more about later, and we have, most importantly, a pair of white cotton gloves. Copper and silver together pick up fingerprints like you wouldn't believe, and when they tarnish over time you can tell who it was because you can see the fingerprint. So when we've got a silver piece, we'll give it a light polish to get the tarnish off. Fairly straightforward. If it's something that's being used for food service, then we would recommend that it doesn't stay on open display, and especially if you're somewhere that's humid, what you don't want is any moisture getting onto the surface and increasing the rate that things tarnish. So we'll wrap it up in some acid-free tissue, just as a barrier layer to keep the moisture away. And then it gets wrapped up in Intercept. The Intercept is an archival polypropylene film. It has a large amount of copper in it, and basically any airborne nasties that are coming out of your cabinets or that are in the air, say you live in a seaside environment, will waste themselves corroding the copper first. It's been tested in New York and had about a 15-year workable lifespan before it stopped being effective. So for most parts of Australia where we have a lot less pollution, it's going to last a very long time. And we just fold over the ends of the Intercept as best as you can, sometimes with a little bit of tape. Now I'm using a large piece here because I'm not cutting it down, but we'd ordinarily fold it just over the edge, or wrap, say, the stack of forks that were in a cutlery canteen, just put them together in a stack, wrap a small section of Intercept, say that wide by about that around them, and they would be fine. For things that we want to keep on open display, we would recommend that the things that you have on open display are the things that you are not using for food service. And that's because obviously you can't have it wrapped in tissue or Intercept. So for things that are on open display, we use renovating wax. It's a microcrystalline wax, and it gets applied over the outside of the surface as a barrier layer, and it just basically prevents any airborne nasties again from getting to the surface of your copper. You smear it onto the surface, doesn't need a lot of hard polishing, just gets wiped on over the surfaces, and then after a short amount of time it just gets buffed off. It's pretty much invisible, but it just leaves a very microscopically thin layer of wax over the surface, and that stops things tarnishing. So that really covers our silver care pack fairly well.